Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. I do apologize, or an hour early, but I'm a bit busy today, so I hope you will indulge me. Nevertheless, welcome to Comics News Today for February 17th, 2020. Whew, time is flying, and I'm happy about it too because I'm in the middle of one of the longest waits of my life. It's kind of weird. When you have a baby, especially the first one, it takes a long time. I think my daughter was exactly 26 hours or something like that in labor, waiting for that kid. But I have to wait 4 months for my new car, Thundero. 4 months.
Why?
Well,
What's going on?
yeah, because I have 2 more months left. Oh,
I thought
yeah.
them Asians were efficient. That's not efficient at
Well,
all.
the problem is they don't really sell the car here in Japan. It's made in Britain, oddly enough.
Hmm,
And they order made it, so it takes 4 months for it to be built and shipped and into my hands. I've never had to wait that long for a car.
hmm.
You know?
That's interesting that
Yeah.
they right off the line. No miles on it.
Yeah. No, that's a fair point. Yeah, that I will get a. Well,
Do
I
they
don't
do
know. They
miles
drive
or
it on the on
kilometers?
and off the boat, don't they?
Right. Yeah. Do they do well, I don't know if they drive it or just roll it. They might just put it in neutral and roll it. I don't know.
I'm not sure either.
Do they do
But
miles? Do you guys do miles or kilometers? You do
kilometers,
kilometers?
sure. Yeah.
Kilometers? I didn't
Yep,
know. I didn't know how
kilometers.
westernized you were in Japan.
Oh no, we're on the left side of the road. Mostly Japan copied Germany. That's what
Yeah.
their thing. And if you didn't get a hint from a certain world war, um, but no, because when America came over with the black ships, Commodore Perry, of
Hmm.
course, the Japanese saw them as extremely aggressive. When in truth, we sent Perry over because he was a dove, actually.
Hmm.
But the Japanese didn't see it that way, and they had no interest in interacting with America really. And of course, but the one thing they did notice was they were woefully behind everybody. And they got in this huge panic, and they made friends with Germany. This is way back in the middle of the 19th century, and so they took their military ideas, so many things from Germany they took, and of course that's what led us to the problem. So it was the panic, really. Anyway, we're not here to talk about history.
Sure we are. Everything's history. All
That's
of it.
true, especially from my point of view. And of course, you guys see Thundera sitting here. He didn't get a big intro today. That's unfortunate.
No, that's okay.
It's too bad.
That's
Yeah.
all right. That's what happens when you're early. The early bird gets the
Yeah.
worm, but he doesn't get the intro. That's
That's
just how it
true.
is.
That is true. But I do apologize for that. It's half mistake and half I needed to. It's kind of a little bit of that. It was a mistake until Thundera told me, and then I made it not a mistake. That's how
Mhm.
managers do. You know. But I am super busy today, so it kind of works out for me. I do apologize. Nevertheless, we do have some really cool news to get into today. Actual comic book news, which makes me happy. Of course, Thundera here with the coronavirus is about to die. Um, but I'm not going to give any updates on that. I'm going to wait. I'm going to be patient and wait because it's just this ever never ending saga of stupidity, dude. But we see a lot of stupidity in the world today, like Nancy Pelosi. Oh,
Yes.
I got to make my own rim shot, don't I? We got to get one of those soundboards, dude. We really need
It,
one of those.
it would help a lot. Yeah, I think you have to have it though. It won't work
Yeah,
if I do it.
yeah,
We're
I gotta
doing it.
have it. I
There is
gotta,
a way to make it work, but you got to feed it like back through a second account, and
yeah,
it's a whole thing. It's just, nah.
I
It'd be
gotta,
easier if you.
yeah, I gotta do like Adam Carolla. Yeah, I gotta get it. But because it'd be funny. But the problem is, I'm afraid I'd abuse it. You remember that movie, Good Morning Vietnam? One of the, in my
Oh yeah.
opinion, Robin Williams' best movie.
Oh
But
yeah.
the really really lame ass polka guy.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's me. That's probably me. Probably me.
I could try to be Robin, but let's be honest. There was only one. The
Well,
man was
yeah.
pure charisma. He was unbelievable.
He was. But I mean, now that's a interesting statement, I think. But for me, I think Good Morning Vietnam's my favorite movie from him. What would you say on that?
It's up there. It's definitely top three. I would say I really like Goodwill Hunting, which he's a side character in that technically, but still.
It is good
I
though.
like him in that movie though. I think that's a great role for him. He played it beautifully. And I also like What Dreams May Come. I think it's a really good movie
Oh
too.
yeah, I like that one too. Dead Poet Society was him as well, wasn't it?
Yep.
Uh, yeah, no,
He
he's
was a
just
ridiculously good actor. It was
yeah,
people forget how good of an actor he actually was.
yeah. You notice that we didn't mention a single comedy.
No,
Yeah,
no.
that's interesting, right?
Hmm.
But because he was one of the funniest men to ever live, I think. Now
Yeah.
that's a very hyperbolic statement. Let's say one of the funniest men of the 20th century. Let's give him that.
There you go.
Yeah, because how would we know? Aristotle could have been a hoot. But
He probably
he
was
probably
because
was.
he would have to be because he was so much smarter than everybody else. So he'd
Sure.
have to just be constantly mocking them to stay sane.
Yeah, that's fair point. Yeah. But Robin Williams, yeah, no, that's a really sad thing. And in a way, I know this is going to sound horrible, but in a way, I'm happy that they found that his brain was riddled with holes and disease because,
Mm,
now we understand why he suicided himself. Right? I don't know
yeah.
why. It just makes me feel a little better about it. I don't know. Is that make me evil? Am
It
I
does.
wrong?
No, not at all because it wasn't out of just despair or whatever. He was sick. He was
Yeah.
legitimately sick.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Chris Benoit. He killed himself and his wife and his kid,
Yeah.
but he was
That was
really
horrible.
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That,
his
that
brain
was
was really messed up.
Yeah, that was really horrible. I remember the
Yeah.
Benoit thing because at that time my son had found wrestling, so we were watching a lot of wrestling together. And
Oh
that's
yeah.
kind of the best time to watch wrestling is when your son is at the right age. That's when it becomes ultra fun. But that happened during that, so we saw it happen live. In essence, it was pretty bad.
Yeah. It was rough. A
Yeah,
rough
well,
time to be a wrestling fan.
yeah, it's true, true, true. Well, let me jump over here, and because I'm early, it's just Thundora and I, so I do apologize for that. But we got a few people in here, and Cult Film Video says start the show bigots. Well, we have. ECW says I made it. You did. Where is Buster Kiwi? He's actually on another stream with John Dillard, because he's on time,
For once, what happened?
right?
It's cats and
Yeah,
dogs living together. What's
right.
going on?
Right. ECW says I prefer Good Morning Vietnam as well. Yeah, no, it's hard to choose though. Robin Williams is a great actor. And I'm on this kick, so I'm going to stick on it. But what other actor, if you think about their entire filmography, right?
Mhm.
What do you think is an actor who just has the largest number of just really good hits, really good movies?
Really good hits or really good movies?
Really
Because there
good.
is a difference.
Well, I would say movies that everyone loves or everyone likes.
Tom Hanks has probably
Yep.
got a bigger filmography
Yeah. Yeah.
in that regard, but Williams has got to be in that conversation. I mean,
He
he's
is. He
everybody.
is. That's what brought it to my mind because Tom Hanks just popped in my head because he just had
Mhm.
seemingly another great movie come out with his biopic about Mr. Rogers.
Mhm.
And I'm really happy he did that. I have to wait. I haven't seen the movie yet. I have to wait to see it over here. But because that is one of we did a TFT a few months back about Walt Disney, and we did that intentionally because we had a great cast of people on to talk about it as well. But we did that intentionally because Walt Disney gets so much flack, especially these days, from these disgusting regressives, right?
Mhm.
And he was one of America's heroes. He was
Yeah.
truly a good man, right? And he's a big successful corporate guy. So was there a little bit of a corporate crushing of the enemy going on? Probably. But in general, he was a really good guy. And another person who gets a ton of flack is Mr. Rogers, and that is ridiculous because that is
Mhm.
truly one of the finest Americans of all time.
Yeah.
That is a
Literally,
wonderful
I mean,
man.
he was a secular saint. He was as close as you're ever going to find to one.
Yeah.
He was just pure compassion. That's what
Yeah,
he was.
yeah, really good
He
man.
taught everybody to be compassionate.
Yeah,
That's what his goal was.
and I say he was successful at it.
Yeah.
And I get it from these days' point of view. He's a bit cringy, lame kind of looking if you go back and look at it. But for us at the time, He just had a charisma that was wonderful. And if you really want to understand the man, go look on the. I'm sure you can find it on the YouTube. Go look at his speech to Congress that he gives to trying to help the PBS. He was trying to help public broadcasting.
Mhm.
Go look at that speech. And if you're not moved, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
But yeah, interesting.
There's no one, at least I've never seen anyone or heard of anyone that has, in all the years he was on television, that has anything bad to say about the guy. Not some lowly
Yeah.
production person. Not nobody. Everybody loved him all the time. He was just always what he portrayed himself as, from my understanding. He had
Yeah.
an amazing, just well of compassion and love for humanity as itself.
He was a good Christian man. Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
And and of course, another person is seen as being very nice, kind guy who had a very soothing thing. Of course, is Bob Ross.
Hmm.
And Bob Ross seems to be just a fine gentleman, but he's got a little bit of scandal behind him because of his love affairs and things like that, right? So even Bob Ross is not untainted, but Mister Rogers is.
Artists, man, I tell you, I
That's
can't.
true. Yeah, freaking artist, dude. So flaky, man. That has been one of the biggest educations for me in this past 2 years we've been doing this, and damn man, artists man, they cannot get it together. They're literally off their meds, man. Hey Booster, what's up? I thought you were doing a show, dude.
I just finished it. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, thank you.
I was I
I'm.
was on with John Diller doing Scribbattle. I was a drawer this time around.
Oh my goodness,
Sure.
you find your
Yeah,
calling.
yeah.
Did you win? Were you the winner of Scribbattle?
Well, no, because I couldn't get points because wasn't a contestant. I was one of the ones actually drawing up on the thing, for the people to get points guessing my drawings.
Oh, so it's
Yeah,
Pictionary. Oh, that's cool.
yeah,
That's cool.
pretty much.
I gotcha. I
Yeah.
gotcha.
Sounds fun. Sweet.
Hmm.
We are an hour early, fully intentionally, Booster. Hmm.
Yeah. All you planned all of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet. And it was in no way a miss up on your part.
Not even a
No,
little. No.
could have
No.
been. No.
No. No. No. It is convenient though, because I have been mad busy, dude. I've been going since 5 in the morning, man. So it's nice to have a little break actually, because I'm really, really, really trying to get my a bunch of my translations done. I got to get it done and out the door. I got to get it done. So I'm putting all my free time into trying to just get it, finishing it. But the problem is, stuff I'm translating right now is all like court case stuff, and and I'm not great. I'm better with spoken, the kind of spoken writing than I am with the legal formal writing type of stuff. I don't know if I can explain that properly, but it's just slower. It's drudge. But anyway, let's start talking about the news. You guys ready?
I,
Oh yeah.
I love it. Let's get right into the news.
There you
Do
go.
that.
Yeah.
No,
Now,
Keen. No.
we actually have a lot of comic book news today, which is good because this is
I went and
comics news
fished it
today.
all out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But this is from DC themselves. Dark
Mhm.
Knights. Oh goodness gracious.
Death
Go ahead,
metal.
Booster.
Dark Knights, death metal, melting faces this May. So
Sweet.
this is going to be the sequel of the DC Metal, right? Where we got the Dark Multiverse and all of these alternate, weird, messed up versions of Batman,
Yeah.
including the Batman Who Laughs,
Mhm.
right? And now they're doing death metal, which is freaking rad. I love death metal.
It could be. Now, I read the metal, and it's a bit of an Elseworld thing, and I'm fine with that.
A
I
little
don't.
confused and nuts, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I don't care when they, I don't care much for when they try to actually change major canon, which we see happen a lot more on Marvel side than DC. But Elseworld, man, you do whatever you want, right?
Yeah.
I read the metal, and I thought overall it was pretty good, and then it ended. It might be one of the worst endings I've ever seen.
Scott Snyder can't need something to save his life.
It's just ridiculously bad ending.
Can you click on that Wonder Woman to the right real quick?
Sure.
That is Art Germ, Death Metal Wonder Woman. Look at that, will
Oh,
you?
really? Yeah, it's
So
stunning.
she has like a chainsaw that she revs with her bloody lesser.
Oh, that's cool, dude. That's clever.
It's
Neat.
absolutely nuts. If you
Yeah.
go into the right there, you got another Greg Capullo.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
You've
let's
got
go in order
Batman on
first.
him.
This one right here, I don't like at
Yeah,
all. I don't like it. I don't like it.
it's a
I'm
bit
moving
meh.
on.
Yeah.
This is
That art gem,
gorgeous.
that's
Yeah.
stunning. It's art gem, right?
Yeah, I know. Wow, I know. He's amazing. But this right here is not bad. That's not bad.
Another Greg Capullo with the ciphers and the motorcycle. It's so corny, but I love it.
Better if the blade was a Batwing. Just,
It would have
if we're
been a
gonna
little
go,
That
better.
would make
Yeah.
sense.
we're
Yeah.
gonna go cheesy. Let's just go all the way with it. Let's lean all
Yeah,
the way.
yeah.
You know, I mean, to be fair, I do worship at the altar of Adam West. So, yeah,
Yes.
you're right. You're right.
Mhm.
Shark repellent and all, baby. This right here is I don't know what they're doing with Superman, but
Yeah.
weird.
I don't get it. He's got like a chain belt and a stone arm, and there's not much else to him really. I don't really get
Yeah.
Shooting his
Superman
eye
feel.
sideways? What's going on here? I'm confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know either, but I'll check it out though because like I said, I liked in general. I liked Metal. It just ended so poorly. It's like, what are you thinking, man? Uh, it
J.J.
just
Abrams, got ya.
yeah, exactly. It's like he's a virus. Uh-oh, I'm not talking about viruses over here. We're not doing it,
Oh. Oh, we'll go on a 20-minute tangent.
and we
Goodness
would,
sake.
dude, because I have a lot of news
Yep.
to report, but I'm not going
One
to do it.
more Greg Capullo.
Yeah.
So, if I'm not mistaken, I think that cliff there is a reference to one of the Korn albums, which Greg Capullo actually designed the cover for.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Greg Capullo did the covers for a lot of metal albums, a lot of iconic ones too. I think he did the 10,000 Fists ones by Disturbed. I think so.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Corn fan. I'm more of a traditional heavy metalist, not on this stupid amateur crap coming out of Europe. That's more for you, Booster. But
Korn is a American.
yeah, okay, whatever. I consider them European. That's how lowly they are,
I see. Yes.
right? But
Shots fired at all of the continent of Europe.
oh, shots fired, baby. Yeah.
All right. Just only likes metal when it's coming out of trannies. I see.
Yeah, no, I don't mind. Some of the death modern metal is not bad at all, actually. The cool thing is during the '90s, metal took a heavy hit, but it just kind of survived on the bottom, right? And then at the end of the '90s into the aughts, it made a resurgence, and this has a huge comeback, which is I'm loving it because I'm a heavy metal fan as well. But I'm more of that classic Judas Priest, Iron Maiden. That type of heavy metal is my favorite. But there's some pretty cool stuff that's actually coming out of Scandinavia I like. But anyway, so there you go, death metal, I guess. But
Metal.
I don't know if I like it though. The only thing that's cool is Wonder Woman actually.
I don't hate the idea of Grim Reaper Batman. I just think they didn't go far with it. He's just Batman with a coat on and a scythe.
He's Ghost Rider. Yeah.
I like it. I think he's pretty cool.
I'm saying they could have made it so much cooler. It's like they just pulled back.
Yeah, they did. And I don't get the Superman thing at all. I'm sure they'll explain it. It might be a good run. Who's writing it?
Scott Snyder.
Oh, okay. All right.
It'll be Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo again.
Cool. Well, like I said, just work on your ending, yeah. But I don't care for the Superman, the Batman, really. But the Wonder Woman idea with the lasso and the chainsaw, sword, yeah, that's pretty metal.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
Metal.
Yeah.
A Ghost Rider Batman would be pretty metal too if they commit to the bit.
That'd be rad.
Yeah. Yeah. True. But anyway, cool. I was listening to because a lot of times when I'm doing work, I just leave the YouTube on something and I'm just listening, right? And I forget who it was the other day, but someone, a young person, 20, like Booster's age, 20 something, and he was talking about, yeah, well, I might not wear, I'm not metal enough to wear leather pants, but maybe one day, something like that. And I was just thinking back, leather pants were always considered to be, what's the word, Thundero?
Gay.
Yeah, that.
Very faggy.
Yeah,
Is,
that's
is
the
that
word.
right?
There's the
There
word.
you go. Yeah.
Bundles of
Oh,
sticks.
ding, ding,
Bundles
ding.
of sticks, indeed. So I don't know what the young people are talking about, but hey, if it's got to the point that wearing leather is cool, I'm down with that. I'm down with that. I could wear a,
Well,
uh
it depends on the kind of leather you're wearing. Like biker paraphernalia has always been a different kind of niche cool, right?
true, true,
Maybe not
true, true,
mainstream, but it
true.
has that quality about it. But when you're
Yeah.
wearing just full leather pants,
Yeah.
I gotta
Yeah.
think you probably love
Yeah.
men way more
Yeah.
than you should.
That's right. That's right. The Village People just comes to mind. And
Yes.
of course, I actually, I may or may not have worn leather pants when I was younger. Uh, y-
Oh,
you want to
Oh
talk about
God.
an absolute lagoon of sweat going on around your genitalia area? Yeah, yeah. They're not. That's not a good thing. They're not good. They need
yeah,
holes in them.
yeah,
Yeah, not
definitely.
good. Yeah.
Chaps. In fact, that's what chaps are for.
Yeah, well, chaps actually have a function, and I guess if you're homosexual, they have functions as well. Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah, moving on. Now, this is from Somaly, and this is going right up my alley, and it's certainly a booster's alley. He's
Blade Devil. Ghost of the Past brings manga-inspired ultra-violence to Indiegogo in 2020. What do
YouTube
we got here? Who have we got?
Yeah, well, YouTube personality Raging Golden Eagle is making the jump into comic book creation with Blade Devil Ghost of the Past, a new graphic novel about a warrior named Beryl Shota, which is what a strange name, who sacrifices her. What that Shota is a boy's name, by the way, who sacrifices her humanity to save her sister's soul. All right. If you're a fan of the ultra violence and manga style art, Blade Devil looks to be right up your alley. Other than the naming convention they have here, which is bizarre, I'm kind of digging it, dude. I'm kind of digging
I
it.
uh, I see this guy's channel, and he seems to be a massive weeb.
Yeah, that's fine. What's wrong with that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
Everything is wrong with that.
Weebs hating other weebs, Booster. We understand.
I
Yeah,
am not a weeb. How dare you?
I don't know because I looked through this earlier and I'm kind of digging it, dude. Uh,
Real quick, let me answer. Roger. Roger Heller showed up in the chat. No, Roger. A certain man who may or may not live in Japan may or may not have forgot that today was supposed to be later.
Maybe
So it may or may not just be a mistake.
it may be, could be,
Allegedly.
allegedly.
Hmm.
Yeah. But I do apologize. I do. Oh, I really do apologize. I try to keep my brain straight. I just been so crazy running around today, dude. Well, not running around. I've been sitting down the whole damn time. But I just been frantically busy, man. My workload is just. I got my translations got like quadrupled up on me, and it's a good thing, but it's anyway. This thing right here, I don't know what it is because I usually hate this kind of stuff, dude. I don't really like the modern manga style, but I'm just digging on this for some reason, dude. I love the look of it. It looks fun, dude.
I think it's because it is hard to explain. It has that very like modern, like you said, modern manga style where
Mm,
everything kind of looks like a
mm,
little kid
yeah,
or whatever. But there's a way to do that and pull it off, and this does it. It looks fine. I don't know what it is about it, but it does look
I think
very
it
good.
helps that it's that it's very well colored as well. The coloring
oh
is
yeah,
spectacular, and most manga
Yeah,
is
so it kind of looks like a cartoon.
yeah,
That's what it
yeah,
is. It feels like you're looking at a cartoon panel, which is fine. Art style's fine. When it feels like that's what you're looking at, just like an
yeah,
ultraviolet cartoon.
yeah.
When
That's
they
fair.
try and like make it something that it's not, or they do like the One Piece style, which is like a whole nother ball of wax. To me, anyway, it pulls me out of it. But this actually pulls me in.
Yeah,
Does the
it
opposite.
Yeah, it is. It looks cool. And it reminds me a lot, actually, now that you're mentioning that, of Simon, Cool Mini or Not. If you're a board game person, you know what I mean. And they've done a bunch of games that have this style. And it's I love Simon. Yeah, I think it's cool. It looks good. Keep an eye out for it. The art is very solid. It's stylized, but it's very solid. The coloring is fantastic, and I'm kind of looking forward to finding out who this is because Yeah, it does. I don't see offhand. The only real problem I have with this is the fact that I understand that Beryl Shota might sound good, but Shota is a boy's name without question.
Hmm.
So I have a Shota in my school actually.
If you
Uh,
go back up there, there's a pre-launch Indiegogo page. It might say who the colorist is on there. If you
oh really?
go down just a little bit, right there,
Oh, here it is. Oh
pre-launch.
yeah, good eye on you there.
Does it say?
See, no, fixed plan, say goodbye. Tumblr tier art and plot. Okay.
I'm
Uh,
sold. You sold me right there.
No, it doesn't say. But it
No.
will. And you know what we should try to do? See if we can't get this dude in here to talk about the book.
Yeah.
You have
No,
So
that'd
you
be
can
cool.
tell that he doesn't know Japanese.
no, well, yeah, maybe.
You
Do
gonna
you,
outweeb him, Chester? You gonna beat him at his own game?
dude,
I mean, Chester is the ultimate Omega level god
Mm.
tier of the peeps. He
I,
married a Japanese woman. He has children with a Japanese woman, and he lives in Japan and is an
He
English.
became the Japanese. Yes.
Yes.
I,
The ultimate weeb dream.
okay, guilty, I guess. But Booster, do you know who this guy is?
I have no idea.
No, no. Do we know who
He
he is though? Does he have like a
he's pretty big
website
on
or?
the YouTube. I just checked out his YouTube. He's got like 50,000 subs. He's doing pretty well for himself.
Oh, cool. We try to reach out to him, man. Let me keep that and put a check in that, put a feather in that, because I think it would be cool to have him on and talk to him about it. But
Yeah, even if he just gets 1% of his subs to back this, he'd be making quite a bit of money.
mm. Well, they usually guesstimate about 10% of your subs, right? So
Yeah,
if
yeah.
he should be looking at somewhere around 2 to 5 thousand backers. But I don't know. I like to see more of it. I'm gonna have to see if I can't reach out to him and I have to figure out who he is. But anyway, let's move on. Uh-oh.
Alrighty. Mark Hamill's Skeletor headlines All-Star Masters of the Universe Revelation cast.
This is an animated series that's coming out.
Netflix animated, right? Original anime series is the word they use, right? Original anime. So hopefully we're not going to get some freaking Thundercats Raw style, right? I think they're going to have a pretty cool style by the looks of it. I hope,
Well,
right?
So
And have
this
you seen some of the names in the
very
voice acting list?
this is a very serious take. Then we're
Very
not going to get
serious.
I think so,
80s
yeah.
camp level take. We're going to get a
Well,
serious Masters of the Universe.
She-Ra
I can
was
work.
nonsense. It was actually I consider She-Ra to be hateful, and Thundercats Roar is absolutely insulting. So it's nice to see that they're going more direct thing, looking at a little bit of art here. But I think the point that Booster made is the one we need to pay most attention to. Sarah Michelle Gellar, Kevin Conroy, Lena Headley, Alicia Silverstone, Justin Long, and even Jason Mewes. Now, of course, some of those are recognizable as far as actors and such, but they also do quite a bit of voice acting. These people, and Mark Hamill himself is most of his career is voice acting, and I know this is pure sacrilege, but I am much more of a Mark Hamill fan for his Joker than I am for his Luke Skywalker.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah. He is Joker. His voice is the Joker's voice. There's
Yeah,
no
it's just
Yes.
substitute.
perfect. Yeah,
Mhm.
but we keep our fingers crossed. Now, I wasn't a big He-Man. I was a little born too early to really be part of that. But um, I definitely will want to check it out. Now, Mark Hamill's going to be Skeletor, which I'm already giddy, right?
Yeah, that's
Uh,
a great choice.
yeah, Lena Headey, who's an absolutely stellar actor, by the way, actress.
Yep. Yep.
She's doing Evil Lynn. I anticipate what she's going to do with it, dude, because I want to see if they go with it just a touch of the humor that the original cartoon had, right? Um, we get Chris Wood doing Prince Adam, interesting, and of course he's doing He-Man as well. I don't know him as well. Um, yeah, Sarah Michelle
He's
Gellar.
known for Vampire Diaries and Supergirl. He's a CW.
And this is a ridiculous cast.
It is really
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
How much money are they throwing at this series?
Obviously, they're throwing some money at it. We know that Netflix likes to throw money around. Um,
Mhm.
now Sarah Michelle Gellar is not my most favorite actress of all time, but seeing the fact that she's playing Tila, I think it sounds like perfect casting. Actually,
Mhm.
if you think about how she sounds and how she is, and what Tila is, that's interesting. Liam Cunningham, dude, Liam Cunningham is playing Man at Arms. That's a perfect. The casting is really good, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, it's I
And
mean,
the funny thing is with Netflix, when it comes to their live action stuff, they have an obvious agenda. But with this, they don't have to have that agenda, right? Because it's all animated. They're just doing voice work.
yeah,
So you just get, because Netflix does usually cast very well, but they always mess it up with their agenda.
yeah,
Like a great example is Geralt. Henry Cavill is great. He's perfect.
Mhm.
yeah, he
Perfect.
is.
For the most part, the people playing the roles are great in that show. It's just they've thrown their agenda in there and it's messed up the optics of the show. Well, you're not going to have that problem, I would hope, with this because it's all animated. So you'll just have great talent all the way down the list who are just there because they're great talent for no
Yeah,
other reason.
true. And you got Newman playing Orko, another really seemingly good cast. We got Henry Rollins as Triclops, dude.
Oof.
That's not a bad choice at all. I mean, damn, dude. I mean,
Dietrich Bader.
yeah, no, there's some really, really good choices here. And it's weird because I don't know all of these people, but a lot of them I do know.
Hmm.
And it's just because I do know the characters from He-Man, and it just seems like perfect casting, dude.
Yeah.
Kevin Conroy is playing Mirror Man. Oh, that's a little odd. Uh,
Yeah, that seems like a waste of Kevin Conroy.
right, right. I mean, the man, right? But that's cool, dude. I'm happy, especially because it doesn't
Would
look
it
like.
be hilarious if Mark Hamill was Skeletor and Kevin Conroy ended up being He-Man? Wouldn't that be great?
That'd be
What is it
perfect.
about those two? They must be really good friends or something because they always wind up together in everything they do. They're together. It's
Yeah,
crazy to me.
but they're also kind of like the kings of voice acting, those two, right?
True.
So I just think if you're going for quality, you end up with those two guys anyway. And there's another guy who's the like absolute legend, though. I can't remember his name offhand. Um,
Oh, you did it to me too.
he's
Blank.
in everything, right? He's amazing.
I was gonna say Troy Baker, but I don't think people are gonna agree with that. But
No, no,
Well,
it's
Troy
not.
Baker is more of a video game actor. He does
Yeah.
some
yeah, yeah.
too.
But anyway,
Uh,
this doesn't look like Steven Universe. Therefore, I am positive coronavirus
Yeah,
attacks.
as long as it's not damn Steven Universe, we'll be alright.
No, I mean that's just that absolutely broke the cartoon industry, dude. It really
Yes.
did.
Yeah.
Because now it's easier, it's cheaper, everyone's doing it, and then they're putting their lame politics on top of it. I mean, what they did with She was a freaking abomination. You're taking a teenage girl and you're turning her into a hardcore lesbian. Are you out of your damn mind?
well, this is also the platform that platforms that ridiculous, obvious LGBT propaganda and pedophilia propaganda show of Big Mouth. It's
Oh,
disgusting.
Oh,
that's
that
disgusting
that
stuff.
show's
That is
hideous.
disgusting.
Yeah,
I can't believe that's allowed.
this is one of the main reasons I don't have Netflix anymore because I just can't keep funding that stuff. It's ridiculous.
It's difficult. It is true, but the main reason I leave it on because my kids use it for their because here in Japan, the Japanese Netflix, it
Mhm.
has just an enormous catalog of animation, right? Anime, right? So,
Yeah.
but I agree with you, 100%. You know, there's interesting one name that was missing from there that that encourages me. I didn't see Shira listed anywhere.
Well, what a shame.
Well, it's been so badly tainted, and but then again,
Mm,
maybe if they're doing a true, He-Man thing, it might be nice to actually do She-Ra in the right way. Because the thing about He-Man is it is for boys. It's 100% for boys, right? Now,
Yes.
if a girl wants to come along and enjoy it, and there's a lot of girls who like She-Ra actually, and they're the most angry with what's going on with She-Ra, but I mean, let's not. We don't have to take everything away from boys. Not everything. They can have some stuff, a little bit.
It's not boys' fault that their stuff's cooler. It's not their fault.
Yeah.
Stop punishing them.
Nick C says he, him, man.
Oh my
You
God. Damn.
already have that. That's Merman. It's fine.
There you go. Moving on. Moving on. Moving on. Here, go ahead. Ooh, ooh. This is double news.
Ooh, Stadia says Baldur's Gate 3 will be out this year. Larian didn't deny it.
No, they didn't. Now, this is bittersweet here. This news, right? Because Stadia came out, and this is a Google thing, I do believe, and it bombed spectacularly because they're asking you to pay money, and then they're asking you to buy all the games again, and then they're offering a service that is slow, buggy, and doesn't work. So it's like, of course you failed. Of course you did, right? But the really sad thing is, if you look up in there in the corner, it isn't talk about it, but it makes me think about it. Nvidia came out with a very similar service where it was running smoothly, of course, because it's freaking Nvidia, right? They were offering, did have to pay for the service. You could play your game anywhere you are, no matter what it is, you could play, right? And they were all the games you already own, you own, right? But here's the problem: they came out with it, and it looked great. It worked great. People praised it, whereas Stadia was just thoroughly trounced, right? But all those, not all, but a lot of those companies that had games or people already bought, they pulled out from Nvidia because they want to make more money. They want to make money. They want you to buy their title 3, 4, 5 times, right? And so Nvidia has basically been backstabbed and dropped to the floor, and they're still pushing Stadia, which nobody wants. Nobody. Right. So just
Yeah.
freaking politics, man, in business. And man, and they were even throwing, some of this regressive shade at Nvidia as well, but then that's just kind of for the normal, I guess. But the other part of this news, however, I'm going to let Booster handle, is possibly the badassness.
So we haven't really seen much more of Baldur's Gate 3, if I'm correct, right? I don't think we've seen much to do with trailers. We got a trailer last year. It was just like a cinematic one, so we haven't seen much of the gameplay yet.
That's right.
But if it's anything like Divinity Original Sin 2, this game is going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
And this studio, Larian Studio, is very, very good. They're not the best for optimization in my experience anyway, but they do great games. Some of the best RPGs. If you like your narrative, story-based RPGs with a lot of dialogue and options and all that nonsense and some great in-depth strategic gameplay, these guys just mastered it.
Yeah, they did.
It took them a while, but they mastered it.
They did, and the Divinity game is absolutely spectacular. Spectacular.
Yep.
And as soon as it was mentioned that Larian was doing Baldur's Gate, I was 100% on board. Because actually, when I was playing Divinity, which is a really fun game, you should go check it out if you haven't. I kept thinking to myself, man, this would be cool if this was Neverwinter or Baldur's Gate or something like that. I kept thinking to myself, it'd be really cool if this was that. Because the one thing I don't care much about with Divinity is it's their own storyline, and I just don't think it's a super great one. Right? I'm not invested in their world. And I'm not knocking them. They did a really good job, great storytelling. It's just I'm not invested. Whereas I have basically, what, 41 of my 50 years of life invested in D&D, right? So Baldur's Gate coming out from Larian, dude, that's sweet music to my ears, baby.
So let's hope that they handle it. All the respect it deserves.
When was the last actual Baldur's Gate game?
Oh, geez.
Been a long time.
Early 2000s, wasn't it?
Yeah, a long time
I remember
ago.
playing it on the original Xbox, in fact.
Yeah.
So it's been a while. It's been a minute. I think this game could be huge.
Yeah.
Seriously huge. I really do think because the next console generation is coming probably either by the end of this year or early next year.
No, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
I'm telling you now, guys, Larian Studios is going to be the next big darling studios if they don't get taken over by one of those crappy things like Activision or EA or something, right?
That's pretty much inevitable. Somebody bigger.
Yeah.
But
that's what happens, right?
I've been saying for a long time, I think the next generation isn't going to be like this massive leap. It probably is, but that's not going to be the thing about it. The next generation is going to be about performance. You're going to have really, really, really good running games with really good systems in them, because this generation has gone for a long time, but at the start of this generation, it was bad. It was real bad for how the way the games play. Even some games still, like Destiny
Yeah.
2, and they just don't have good systems built into them. I mean, we saw the death of the Mass Effect series because of
Yeah.
horrible design all the way around.
Yeah. And
So I think
uh,
I think the next generation is going to be a serious performance generation. Everyone's going to be rewarded for having very well running games. And I think companies like Bethesda that get by on their name and how big their games are and stuff like that, I think CD Projekt Red killed that. I don't think you're ever going to have
Yeah.
Bethesda be the powerhouse they once were, unless they tighten up
they
their
got to
shit.
tighten up a lot, though, dude. A lot.
Bethesda,
Yeah.
they need to tie in some loose ends with
Yeah, but see,
Bethesda. They're,
Todd Howard has his head so squarely up his ass, dude. I don't think they
yeah,
can get tight because
yeah.
he really thinks that he's untouchable and perfect. It seems, right?
He's
There's
ridiculous.
actually
The guy's an actual meme with how ridiculous
Yeah,
he
he
is.
is.
there's
Yeah.
there's videos out there of the original person who was the head of Bethesda Studios and who created the Elder Scrolls and everything, and he's even said it was me or Todd basically at one point, and they went with Todd, and he's been extremely successful for him. But his vision for what he was going to turn that game into is completely different from what Todd's turned it into.
Yeah.
And Todd is extremely huge ego type of guy. That's just who he is.
No,
No, not at all.
it just works.
Mm-hmm.
And
But
then
anyway,
it
this is
at
great
all.
news.
Not just work.
I would encourage you to go look for an interview with Larian Studios, which there are several. That is exactly the kind of company you want making your games. They're a small
Yes.
company, they're a family, they're motivated, they're hardworking, and they're European, which, there you go.
Oh man,
They're like
that
CD Projekt Red. They're like
Yeah,
Spiders, who put out the
yeah, good
Greedfall
point.
game.
Yeah,
mhm.
These companies are coming up, and they're the new BioWare. They're the new Bethesda. A lot of people have been saying, "Man, we don't have anybody," right? Because those were the companies for over a decade. They were the ones you could always rely on. You're going to put out something that was spectacular, right?
yeah,
And they just the bed all over the place. So somebody had to fill that void. Well, luckily, the Polish people showed up and showed what a great open world RPG should be
yeah,
and how good it can be with Witcher 3, which I've been playing. That game is just so far beyond anything Bethesda's ever done. It's ridiculous. Um,
yeah.
and now you have them, they're pretty much at the top of the industry as far as in that market. They're going to be putting out a huge game, which there could be a lot of problems with this game. We'll see. I actually have a really bad feeling about it. But they hold their own destiny in their hands. Now you have companies like Larian coming up. You have Spiders, who've been around for a while, but they've started to really catch notoriety, especially with the success of Greedfall, which was a great game. I love Greedfall. I think we're in the middle of a seismic shift in this industry, and it's going to be a shift towards performance and not towards
No,
just who does the flashiest, prettiest thing.
Free
I don't know
market,
if we
baby.
but another one I'm really happy for is the guys behind Torchlight 3,
Hmm.
right? Because
But that's taking a really hard left turn, dude.
no, dude, it took a very good
Oh,
right turn.
it just took a right turn back. They
Yeah,
they basically got full control back of their game. The
from
developer.
Perfect World. Yeah, it was
Oh, yeah.
supposed to be under something called Torchlight Frontiers, right? Which is supposed to be like this free to
MMO.
play, super grindy game, right? And
Mhm.
yeah, they just straight up said, well, it's no longer free to play. It's going to be a premium game, full on, right? They admitted that it was full of grind that they got rid of, so it didn't have to be a free to
Uh,
play game anymore, right?
excuse me, we MMO guys, we worship at the altar of grind. Thank you very much.
Yeah, yeah. Well, now it's going to be an actual freaking Torchlight game instead of the weird abomination Perfect World is going to make them pump out.
Well, that's funny that you mentioned that because I didn't know that. I knew that I just knew that they went away from the MMO part, which for that game is probably a good thing. But it's interesting you mentioned that because it brings up a very important point. These Chinese companies, which are owned by the government, right? They Tencent, Perfect
Yeah.
World, Activision, of course. All of these things, what they do is really really weird, and it's so telling of the Chinese culture in general, because they'll go out and they'll buy other people's products, made in other countries, and then they'll just loot box the hell out of it, right?
Mhm.
And try to sell it. They don't care about the quality. They don't care about anything because it's selling to the Westerner, right? And you say, well, that doesn't make much business sense, and it doesn't. But here's the reason why they do it, because they actually, if you go look at the Chinese games that are in China that you can't get in the West, those things are actually some of the best CG visual graphics you can find in the world. It's
Hmm.
stunning, but they won't sell it outside. Why? Because they don't care about you. They'll buy
Yes.
someone else's crap and sell that to you because that's what you're worthy of. But you're not worthy of their stuff. And of course, it would be very easy to do, right? All you have to do is just put an English patch on it and sell it extra money, but that's how little they care. And of course they don't have to, because games like Justice or Moonlight Blade and things like that in China, these things have millions and millions and millions of people on, and the Chinese have no problem with loot boxing at all, right? So they don't need us anyway. And that's another thing that comes up with all this us whining about what they're doing to the video game industry. They don't care because the mobile market is just outpacing anything that the PC is going to make for them. And this is the problem.
That
So
really
these
bums me
companies,
out how popular mobile gaming is, because mobile gaming is just crap.
no,
The
well,
thing is, it's not even popular. It's just when you're sitting in a subway or you're sitting at a restaurant by yourself having lunch or something, you just pop it
Mm.
open and play it because
Just
there's literally
convenient, yeah.
yeah.
it's not popular. It's just convenient. That's literally all it is.
Mm.
But these companies
Yeah.
like Larian and CD Projekt Red, Spiders, and others, they are necessary for us.
Yes.
So
I hope they continue to put out good games and continue to find success
yeah.
doing it.
Now, to be fair though, mobile gaming is mainly for women, but there are some
Mhm.
fun things in there. I do play a mobile game. I play that Raid Shadow Legends,
Yeah,
and
I do.
Oh
I love
no!
that game, dude.
It's actually pretty good. It's a pretty good
I
RPG
love that
actually.
game,
Uh,
dude. Yeah.
I'm
Surprising.
surprised they haven't come to us for a freaking ask us to advertise the game.
Oh no, we're too
They're
little.
everywhere on YouTube.
Yeah, that's too little. But I love it though. I love that game.
I thought
And
you were about to advertise it for a second. We just got a sponsorship from Ray Shadow Legends, and I like the Paladin character, and you can join my guild and let's go on a raid.
And I will sell out right now if you're listening.
I would. Ray Shadow Legends, we will advertise you. We're not ashamed.
no, I mean advertising it right now because I do love that game. Now I'm a
You know
type of
how much
person.
they're forking out for people to advertise that thing?
Well, but they're also making a lot of money, dude. But
Oh
Oh yeah.
yeah.
because mobile games are where loot boxes come from, right? But the thing is, I'm one of those type of people that if I play a mobile game or even a internet a free to play, because I'm an MMO guy, right? If I'm playing it and I like it, I'll throw money at them, you know, because
Mhm.
why not? But I won't continuously throw money at them, right?
Right.
So like with Raid, I think what did I spend? $50. I threw $50 at them and I'm done. It's super grindy, but I'm an MMO guy, so I have no problem with grind at all, right?
Mm-mm.
But and then they won't get any more money from me probably. But I have no problem throwing $50 at them. You know what I mean?
They're
And
like, they're like probably.
but they
That's
make
all they heard.
probably.
It's like update. I have spent $2,000 on this
I
free
know.
game.
Oh, dude, the that Justice game in China, which is I really think is one of the most beautiful video games ever made. It's shockingly good. The
Mm.
ping is amazing. I mean, every aspect of that game is amazing, right? And of course now I have a VPN. Shocker. And of course I can understand and read the Chinese, right? So I can play the game, and I do. But that game right there, it's super loot boxy, right? But because I'm an old school MMO guy, I'll just grind it, and I don't really have to spend any money, right? But there's actually a person in China who spent, get this, $1 million on that game.
Jeez. Oh,
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
thank you.
yeah,
I
yeah,
hope he
yeah.
got good shit from it.
Well, no, he didn't because you know what happened was, of course, they probably fixed it, but his supposed friend stole his account number, sold his character for $550. right?
How much?
$550.
$500.
Yeah.
No.
That's not a very good friend. But I'm sure they fixed it though, because they
I
can.
would be more offended by that than the fact that he stole it. You sold my $1 million character for how much?
Right. Yeah. But then, see, the thing is, though, with me, of course, I would never spend a large amount of money on a video game anyway. I'd much rather spend a lot of money on a board game. Uh, you know, the thing, dude,
That's my money. I'm going
dude,
to keep it. All right.
I've spent $800 on a board game before, dude.
Oh
I have,
no,
I
my
have.
wife
I
would
admit it. Hands up.
actually kill me if I did that.
Well, she wasn't pleased about it, but I did tell her, at least, babe, man, I'm going to spend some money. So, okay. And then she came back, how much did you spend? But here's the thing. I do love MMOs, but I've never, ever cared for PvP. And
Yeah,
that's
me
where
neither.
they get you. If you're a PvP person, that's where they get you. Right? So, anyway, well, boy, we went off on. We should do more about video games. There's a bunch of us who love
We
video
should
games
do
here.
video game stuff. We know video games, man.
We do. And of course, this
As
is comic book
maybe if you
related because there are Baldurs Gates comic books. Understand that.
maybe if you killed all those guys in Bugbear's basement, we can take that slot back for a video game related show.
Kill all those guys.
Well, no, maybe
Yeah,
that's what we
just,
should do next because I've done a
a
few
lightning-
RPGs in a row.
Yeah, lightning bolt strikes them down out of nowhere. Game over by a 2-minute stream.
Well, actually, tomorrow, of course, is continuation, and tomorrow will probably be the actual last game session, and then we'll do like an epilogue. So it is almost done, but I wouldn't mind doing some video game stuff. Sorry, Thundero.
Oh, you're fine. I was just saying I plead the fifth on that lightning bolt's origin. I have no
Yeah, that's true.
no idea.
Guilt by association is horrible thing. Horrible thing. All right, let's move on here. I do have other stories. Now this freaking aneurysms. Go ahead, dude.
Cable and Deadpool latest first meeting in May. So this is going to be Cable and Deadpool, and it's giving me some really bad Vietnamese flashbacks of the freaking Lobo redesign they did in the New 52.
Yeah.
Good. That's me.
By the way,
their first Brokeback Mountain.
Yes.
that
Thanks,
redesign was done by Mr. Ethan Van Sciver. Just so we
No.
You're welcome, Chester. I'm always here for you.
Yeah, I know. It's always nice to hear that sexy voice coming in and talk about Brokeback Mountain. That just makes me happy. But dude, I mean, look at this. I haven't even read the damn article, but look at this. Look at this.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know when this young Cable design came out. I think this is actually pretty old news, but I just thought I'd throw it up there and oi, that's brutal to look at.
What's going on here? Anorexic Cable? Is that what we got?
I don't know. It looks like
Cable.
just weakling Cable.
So
Cable
younger.
before he did P90X. I don't know.
He's so skinny. I don't believe he could swing that sword. You're not going to convince me he could. I don't believe it.
Now, it says here, old rivals, buddies, Cable and Deadpool will meet for the first time again in May Cable number 3. Again. By Gary Duggan and Phil Noto.
The twist, of course, courtesy of a new, younger version of Cable. Cool.
Very cool. Yep.
Did Cable always have silver hair?
Yeah.
I guess so. But I mean, this whole paragraph kind of like sums it up, really. Deadpool considers Cable one of his best friends, but the young star of this new ongoing series will be a very different Cable than the one he remembers. Not yet the grizzled old veteran Deadpool has teamed up with in the past. Nathan Summers will be meeting Deadpool for the first time in an adventure that will prove that this is one friendship that is destined to be. All right.
Doesn't Cable freaking hate Deadpool?
He hates him with a passion. Yeah, he hates him with a passion.
Not friends at all.
No, he's not. And actually, that's kind of the joke, right? I think he hates him more than Wolverine does.
Deadpool and Cable go to camp.
Maybe.
Have a special experience.
But
Baby X-Men.
But the whole that has not yet the grizzled old veteran. You do realize the grizzled old veteran is what made Cable popular.
Yes,
right?
That is his whole character. In fact, that is.
They're ageist though at Marvel now. They don't like grizzled old veterans. They kill all the. Look at it. All the old characters that are older, they've pretty much killed them all off.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like the thing that's going on in Picard right now, which is an absolute train wreck. Star Trek, two bad Star Treks in a row, man. Whew, that is not good, man.
All over.
But because Picard, they have him like he's buddy buddy with Data, of course, in the first episode, and he's not Picard at all. First of all, Picard didn't like Data at all, right? I mean, it's just this complete lack of understanding of the character, and why? Because people aren't doing their damn research. And what is that? What is that? Oh, I hate that guy. What is that guy's name? I hate him so much I forgot his name. Booster, Kurtzman. Oh, Kurtzman.
That one? Oh, that's
Oh,
one. Oh,
that
That's
guy.
his booster. Who's your guy that you always scream about?
Bendis!
Yeah, that's his Bendis.
Freaking Kurtzman, dude. Kurtzman. Or for me, it's either Kurtzman or just a Korean. But okay. Let's continue here. Booster, I'm going to give you a timeout. I'm going to have Slick read this because he's very sexy.
What?
He's super sexy,
Oh,
dude.
I see how it is. Yeah, he is. That's
You want me to
unfair.
read this one then?
Yeah, read this one. Yeah.
Wonder Woman, 1984. Director Patty Jenkins reveals why she cast Chris Pine to play Steve Trevor. He's not beta.
Because she shagged him.
That's I agree. I don't know what everybody else is picking up here, but that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah. Let's look at the article before I actually give my opinion on this. Why she chose to cast Chris Pine as Steve Trevor in the DC comic franchise. Now, of course, he's from the first one. Jenkins spoke with Entertainment Weekly, explaining she chose Pine because he's not a beta. All right. She says that he's not a beta at all. He's a super alpha who can absolutely wear his discomfort on his sleeve. Yeah, we all see him as ultra alpha. We do, really, we do. So from day one, I was always saying that it should almost be like Wonder Woman meets Indiana Jones. Okay, wow, you missed that. Now that makes your movie worse. And Indiana Jones would never be emasculated. It's true. That is fair.
So is this Steve Trevor going to be in the new movie?
Yeah, he is. I'm going to get to that in a minute. He's very
Did
natural.
they resurrect him?
Yeah, I'm going to get to that in a minute. Very naturally has the quality. You can tell by meeting him that he's warm and he's chill and he truly appreciates one. Well, dude, she did sleep with him. She most certainly did.
He
Man.
worked that casting couch. He
nice.
worked it.
He can hold you really nice.
Hold on a second. I need to know more about this.
Abs.
He's
got a big dick.
Shut up. Hold on a second. I got to see who this lady looks like here because I'm getting that vibe too. Let me see. Is it shaggable? Is it?
She's not bad.
Yeah.
Some of the smiling photos with the teeth, not so much. But getting a bit of a.
Yeah. He definitely diddled that. That happened.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Oh, bam, bang, baby, cleavage alert.
Not bad.
Oh,
not bad, but lady director.
Okay. Usually wouldn't ogle a female director because she's not an actress. She's not in front of. Damn, she shows off them titties though, doesn't she? Sweet baby. I'm all right with you. I got love for you.
She's no Catherine Bigelow.
Okay, it's unfair when you put her next to Gal Gadot. It's unfair.
Actually,
Catherine Bigelow did Point Break way back in the day.
And she did a great job with it.
And she was hot too, man. She also did The Hurt Locker.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. That's another good movie. She's a good director, man.
She won,
there are no female directors. They don't get work because of misogyny. You know that, right?
They don't exist.
Yeah,
I know.
Those are two great movies, though. She's not an actress, so who cares if she's pretty or not? Because she's just a director, right? But she's not a bad-looking lady. She's one of the we call them cougars when I was a kid, but Booster calls them dilfs. What was it?
No, I call them mummy.
Oh, okay, sweet. And one thing I do like about Gal Gadot is, I mean, she's not just the most unbelievable beauty you've ever seen, but you know what she is? She's like that classic Hollywood beauty.
Yes.
And I like that, man. It's a throwback. It's cool, dude.
I'll just 88.
Yeah, and she has charisma, and good for her, dude. I'm glad she's successful.
She has an ebullience and effervescence about her that I really dig.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, I like her, dude. I think she's doing a good job, and she knows when to speak up and
Accents.
when to shut her mouth. Okay, but
I don't know what's going on here. But
well, neither do I. And let's talk a little bit about this Wonder Woman 1984, because it's clearly Pine. He got some of that. All right, so let's move on. Now, the
we
first
got
movie that
okay.
came out was okay. It was all right,
Mhm.
and actually, for
The
me,
third act was weak, but the rest of it was pretty good.
the third act was super weak. But
Yeah.
the problem I had the movie Slick was Trevor. Actually, I know I do say actually a lot, Thundero. I do, don't I?
Yeah. No,
I
what?
do.
No.
It's okay. You can judge me if you'd like.
I'm judging.
But no, Trevor was the weak point. Now, I understand he's part of the storyline, of course, and I understand he's her connection to the outside world. I get it, and I'm not really necessarily blaming Pine for any bad acting or anything, but they just she relied so heavily on him, and with her, especially the sex. They didn't have a scene, but the sex moment and them just talking like a couple of junior high school kids in a boat. It was completely killed the immersion of the story. So me personally, the third act needs a lot of work. But I would have removed Trevor almost completely or done him differently anyway. That was the weakest point to me. But here in this new one, they brought him back because of some MacGuffin, right? This magic stone thing that's going to create
I got the
Cheetah as
feeling
well.
that it's not the real one.
No, it's probably not.
Yeah.
There's going to be some darkness to it, I'm sure, a twist. But I've seen the two trailers now. The movie looks like dog, man. It looks horrible. It looks bad. I don't like the look of it at all, and it's going a direction that I'm not interested in at all.
I
I'm
think
really not anticipating this movie.
I agree. I was not here, but I agree with what Chester just said. I'm not anticipating Wonder Woman 1984 either.
No.
If they had made her outfit have like a French cut, I would have been more
yeah,
anticipating
I
that
don't know
right
what's
now.
up armor. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, they could have made it sexier, but I mean, it's not just that; it's the overall aesthetic. And this doesn't look great. This outfit you got her in doesn't look great. It just doesn't. And
That
She
background with
looks
the
like
color puke is
you know
awful.
what she looks like? She doesn't look like she should be from Themyscira. She looks like she should be from Asgard.
yep,
Yeah,
that's right.
that's what it is.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And also the way they have the shoulders built up and stuff like that, it looks like she's got a short neck and she's squat, and we know she's everything the opposite of that. So boy, they had to try real hard to get that effect, which I'm sure is not what they wanted. This outfit is horrible, and there are several.
It doesn't look Grecian at all. That's
No,
that's why it's so horrible.
not at all.
It like you said, looks Asgardian. It looks
It
like
does.
medieval knight armor.
It does.
Well, they should have just put her in like a shiny version of like something from Troy. Just make it a woman character. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I
Like
think this outfit they had her in the first movie and this one, I think it's fine. I had no trouble with
no,
her
totally,
outfit.
totally
Yeah.
fine.
But it's everything else in it. It just looks horrible, dude. Like who's that really good actor that's playing the main bad guy? Maximilian, I think. Well, damn, what's his name?
Maxwell Lord, it's Pablo something? No.
Well, that dude,
Pascal? Someone
the
Pascal? Pedro
Mandalorian
Pascal.
dude, right?
Yeah, yeah.
He's a pretty good actor. I like him. But he looks dumb.
I don't know what they did to him. They try to make him look like Trump or something when
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
Maxwell Lord is a very simple looking character.
Yeah.
He's a guy in a used carsman salesman bloody outfit, right?
Yeah, and they went with the original one instead of the later powered one. So he has no power, nothing like that. Maybe this is his origin in the movie, but it's like of all the Wonder Woman enemies you could choose, you go with this guy?
They could have gone with Peter Dinklage and gone with Dr. Psycho.
Oh my God, dude, that would have been epic. And
Yeah.
listening to her comment here, Jenkins, the reason she set this in the 80s, right? I don't know if it's in this article. I saw it the other day. She said in the 80s because she said, I really want to play on the fact that the 80s was like the most decadent time ever, and it was the most corrupt time because businesses were just making so much money off of the people. And it's like,
The
lady,
80s were the most decadent. She never knew about the
I
70s.
guess not, dude. And more importantly, about the economic aspect of her statement, would you open your eyes and take a look at companies today? They're making more profit percentage wise than ever.
Yeah.
Even before we put in rules where children couldn't work in the frickin' factories, they're making bigger profit than then even. And you're going to say the 80s was the most business corrupt time in really? God,
Yeah.
man.
That's a very uninformed
The only
opinion.
the only thing about that trailer that I liked, that I really genuinely liked, the rest was just kind of whatever, was her swinging on lightning bolts. It doesn't make any sense,
No, it
but
doesn't
that's
make any sense at
That
all. But
shit's metal as hell. It's metal.
it is metal.
Metal as
Well,
hell.
let's take a look. There she is. She's walking in. Did they got her flying finally? I really hope they have her flying.
I think they have a flying, which is odd.
This is your
I don't know
cheetah.
why they have her as cheetah.
This is that lady who's really not funny. So I'm glad she's doing a dramatic thing. I don't know if she's a good actress, but
Very
she's not funny.
unattractive.
What's her name? She's the one that was in
Kristen Wiig.
Kristen Wiig.
yeah, Kristen Wiig. She was in
1984. Oh, I remember that.
she was in
Ghostbusters.
that Ghostbusters bullshit.
Damn.
Dress and the legs, though.
Sorry.
Go back there.
One
Go back
minute.
there.
1 minute. We got
Best part of the trailer.
Okay. Hold on a second.
Best part of the
Okay,
trailer.
all right,
Here
hold
we
on.
go.
Hello.
Oh
Okay.
yes.
Hold on a second. All right. Men are so simple, aren't we?
Very
We are.
Damn,
Yeah,
I
girl.
don't understand
You
how
go,
they're
girl.
going to make
Uh-huh.
money. This is how you do it.
That's right.
Just show a little leg. You don't have to go crazy.
All right. I'm warming up to this trailer. Warming up.
Crazy
Right.
sexy.
And the best
It's
part about
ridiculous.
Gal is she gets that and is fine.
Oh,
with
she does. She totally gets it.
Dude, have you seen
She's
her
like-
in Fast and Furious? They brought
Yeah,
that back. That's a
Like
nice
when
little
she died,
Easter
I was so
egg. I
pissed
like it.
off. Of all the people they could have whacked in that series, it was her. Like,
Getting bad Ghostbusters vibes from her.
Well, she was in Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And it's stop that. I don't want that. Stop
What
that.
are you doing? What are you doing?
Stop that.
What are you doing?
stop
God,
it.
you suck, dude. All right,
Just
fine.
do you
You
boomer.
stop it. You stop it.
Ooh. Just take a
Yeah,
look. I mean,
here he
come
is.
on.
Don't.
God,
Stop.
stop it.
Don't.
Oh my
Stop it.
God! Yes,
Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't
No, hold on.
stop.
This says stop it, Slick. That's horrible. Look at him. Look at him. Trump and his
What are
magic
they
stone.
doing to Maxwell Lord?
I know, dude.
He's clearly Trump. It's the
Hey, look.
80s.
It was
Oh
It was an
my
Antifa
God.
march.
man.
That bugs me out.
She's on you. She's on you. Damn.
Do you
Get it?
guys know who Maxwell Lord is?
Yes, we do. Yeah.
He's
Sort
not
of.
supposed to be a villain. They just changed him into a villain out of nowhere for Countdown to Infinite Crisis. They picked him for some strange reason. They screwed
don't
up
they-
Justice League International doing it.
Why do they do like Maxwell Ward of like the bad guy? What's the name of that guy? The Savage.
Vandal
Vandal
Savage.
Savage.
Yes.
Vandal
He
Savage
is
is who they
such a
should
good
do.
villain.
See, that would have
He's
been.
like-
such a good villain.
Why
man.
didn't they bring him
He's
in? That would have been a
also
good point.
he's an immortal too, so like it would be bitching.
In fairness, we don't know what they're doing in this movie yet.
No, we
This
don't.
trailer's
That's true.
at it.
That is true.
Way
She's riding
Todd Howard.
lightning though. With his, it's a little bit badass. A little bit badass.
That is badass, riding
Yeah.
lightning. That is not. That suit is ridiculous.
That is
What's-
stupid.
what-
Yeah,
What was she had wings? What the
she did.
I guess
Yeah,
that's
that
how
looks
she's
really bad
flying
too.
now.
Uh, but-
No.
I don't know. It just looks so bad, man. I don't want it to be, because we watched the Wonder Woman, and compared to what DC's putting out, it was fine, right? We could sit through it and enjoy it, and I just really didn't like the Trevor stuff. I mean, if you cut the Trevor stuff out and gave her a proper enemy instead of that stupidity they did to the end of that movie, it could have been a really cool movie. And once again, why are you picking such a ridiculous villain for Wonder Woman? There's so many to choose. Have you not read a Wonder Woman comic book? I mean, really?
Well, and then
The only reason they're making Maxwell Lord the villain is because Wonder Woman was the one who killed him. And other than that, he is nowhere near a Wonder Woman villain.
they did the really stupid thing in the first movie is they killed, which they could bring him back. They killed the entire pantheon, so we're never even going to get to see that. You made her a Greek goddess, which is the dumbest of all of her origins, but regardless. And now we're never going to get to see her interact with the pantheon unless they do some movie bullcrap and bring them all back.
Right. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think
No.
she should be.
mm,
I think she should be riding a Pegasus because she's Greek. Come on.
Just give her the boots of Hermes already and let her fly around.
Yeah, or something
that
like that.
would
Like,
be. Excuse me. That would be Pegasi.
Pegasi. Pegasi.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to make sure we get
What's
that
the
cleared up.
Actually,
what's the gender neutral version of Pegasus? You know, Pegex.
Probably. Yeah. That sounds like some kind of pornography, but we'll go with it.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
It is. It's double duty right
No,
there.
no. Next. Now this right here is from Eric Hawkins, actually, and I don't know, Booster.
Margot Robbie gears up for a new Tank Girl movie.
Her name
She
is
would make
Margot.
a
How did you
great-
get Margot out of that? What the
What did I
hell
say?
is
I said
wrong with you?
Margot.
Her name is
Margot
Margot. Margot.
Margot.
It's
T
French.
There's a
Why does she?
Margot
why does she-
Robbie.
There's a
Tank Girl.
T
Margot
there.
Robbie. Yeah,
How does
that's
she rate Tank Girl and? How does she rate Tank Girl and Harley Quinn? And if she's doing Tank Girl, she's got to do nudity. It's just part of the show.
not these days. I doubt we'll get that. But
Yeah.
I am a
They're
mega
not doing
Tank Girl fan.
properly.
You guys know that, right? And I don't hate this news, dude.
Yeah,
I don't.
she's gonna feminist it up now.
Yeah, but will she though? Because when she came out and did the feminist stuff for Birds of Prey, it was kind of like, hey guys, just give feminists a chance. Hey guy, come on guys. It was like that. It wasn't hateful.
If she does it, like I don't want her. Like if she's another Brie Larson, fuck her. I don't care.
She's not though. She's clearly not.
I'll give Margot this. She has the wherewithal to actually make it in Hollywood because she's already done things like she has her own production company. She produces a lot of her own stuff. She makes those connections on her own. She's very entrepreneurial in that.
Well, that's
regard.
great. I mean, and she's pretty and all that, but she has a shelf life. She better get on it.
Yeah,
That's why she
unfortunately, she is
production
aging
company.
quickly. You're right, and that's a fair point. But hey, that's the reality. Flaming whores are very successful in Hollywood. It's true. Not that I'm making any accusations or anything. Not.
No,
No, not at all. Yeah.
I love horse. Horse are great.
Yeah. But I don't. When I saw this, it didn't make me angry, and that actually made me smile because I love Tank Girl, and I love the movie they put out. I know it could have been better, and we know that from all the things that have come out after that, the best part of those movies were actually left on the editing room floor, which is very sad. But yeah.
Just bring back Lori Petty.
Well, I mean, they should do a cameo, maybe. Yeah,
that would be cool. Like if they did that, that would be really cool. If they gave a little bit of deference to the original movie, which is now a cult classic, and if they really got the aesthetic of the books, because if they fuck it up and try to do it their own way, then it's just not gonna be cool.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, the thing I loved about Lori Petty's portrayal actually was because if you just look at a picture of Lori Petty, even at that time, she's not a pretty girl at all, right?
No, she's kind of a little gangly and
Yeah, she's just not attractive. But the charisma she has, and the way she dove into that character, man, she's drop dead hot, dude, in that movie. And that's an accomplishment, man.
And she was all right, like in Point Break, there's some other films.
I don't find her attractive at all. She's very unattractive, but she can get over that hump, which is my point. You know what I mean?
She's attractive in a Samantha Mathis sort of way. So you probably don't know who that is.
No, probably not. But the other thing she did was she really brought Tank Girl to life. So I enjoyed that movie quite a bit, and I don't know what it is, but I'm like, yeah, okay, Margot Robbie, yeah, I can see that. What do you think, the Thundera?
I don't know enough about Tank Girl really. The problem with old Margot is, like Slick said, her shelf life is coming up, and she just doesn't. For me, and she just doesn't have the sex appeal she did when she first came around.
Yeah.
So if she's banking on, because she's a fine actress, but she's not. She's not.
Well, I mean, what is she? She's middle 30s right now, or is she hitting on 40?
I'd say probably middle 30s, probably early 30s.
All right. Well, she still has a few more years that she can. I mean, there are ways to
I don't
to
know,
be
dude.
sexy and coax it out.
Her age is hammering on her real fast. She's aging super quick, as far as that goes. And Thunder's right, because on the other side of it, she's an okay actress. Now, if she was just a stellar actress, like say Charlize Theron, it wouldn't matter, right? But then again, Charlize is what, almost 40, and she
No,
still dropped
Cerise
dead,
is
dude.
almost Cerise. I think she's late 40s. Let me check.
Yeah, I think she's well over 40
Yeah,
actually.
she's still baby making age, I think. But she's that's an attractive female right there. Even though she's unattractive when she opens her damn mouth. Well, depends on the
Miss
circumstances, I
Charlize
suppose.
Theron is 44 years old.
Yeah, see,
Yeah,
yeah.
she's mid 40s.
So, but I don't know. I'll move on from it. But I just when I saw it, I was like, all right, cool. Let me go see the chat over here. We got Roger Hale says, Chester, did you see the new Batman trailer? Did you like it? Uh-oh. There's a new Batman
Uh-oh.
trailer? Oh,
No,
no.
not really. It's a little teaser. We just saw Batman's face.
Cult Film Video says Samantha Mathis is hot. Lori Petty, she does have charisma too, though. She does, man. I loved her in that movie, and she was good in Point Break too. I like Point Break. It was a really good flick. Much better than the remake Fast and Furious. Cult Film Video says she's allegedly 29 now. She's obviously not. Eric says, "Oh, I made Chester smile today. Thought Tank Girl would do it, dude. You know I like Tank Girl, and I just see Margot Robbie because I think Margot is one of those, like Scarlett Johansson. She's one of those actors that's kind of caught in the nonsense. And they have to just, if they want to do work, they have to kind of get on board. And I feel she's one of those. She's not like Brie Larson, who is an actual zealot priestess of the Church of Woke, right? So I'm happy to see Margot have success because she's a very likable person. Cult Film Video says that's AIDS cable. Homie look like Jim Norton, yeah. Oh, hold on a second. Claudio's here.
Oh.
Okay. He says, well, some people just have tons and tons of money and little time. Throwing $500 at some game is nothing for some people. I think he's chastising me.
It's so true.
I
It's
think
so
he's
true.
chastising
Everything you
me.
said
Yeah.
is so true, Claudio.
Yeah. I love that Claudio has become a meme just out of nowhere. That is so
Poor
cool.
guy.
No, it's not poor guy at all. We've instantly loved Claudio. That's cool. And he left a cool comment on the channel too. He says, I've given some money to Star Trek timelines like 4 a month. Yeah, sure. Chester likes the grind. I do. I like all manner of grinding. Thank you. You majestic stallion. Oh, Claudio, you majestic stallion. Oh my goodness gracious. He's just instant superhero over here. So good on you, Claudio. But thank you guys all for coming over here and commenting. That's pretty cool. Let me see if I got any other news I want to cover here. I think we had this one, and I had this one. Yeah, so let's just do this one and be done. We are kind of getting a little past time here, even though I was early.
Yeah,
But-
fuck this bitch.
Okay. Well, Slick is on fire today. He has dinged at least a dozen times. This is not drawn and quartered, by the way, Slick. But anyway.
Marvel Studios She-Hulk writer Dana Schwartz used the Schwartz Lone Star. It seems impossible to overstate the cultural damage done by South Park.
It's actually deeper than this. It's actually deeper than this. This headline from Bounding into Comics could have been a lot more scathing. I don't know why he didn't. I didn't read the article, but I don't need to because I know exactly what this is about. She basically thinks South Park is damaging because it teaches young boys that they can be snarky, and that's wrong because men are the problem with the world, and everything that's wrong is men. If you listen to her tweets, you look at all her tweets, everything is about anti-maleness. Everything. She just stuck on this. She can't get it out of her head. She hates men. She doesn't want them involved in anything at all, and everything that is men-like needs to be destroyed. And of course, she is the poster child. Well, she's not a poster child, but she's just the quintessential example of an SJW, right? They
Mhm.
hate men because that's what it's all about. Now, you guys remember when we first came on this channel, and some of the earlier shows when we started talking about this stuff, I said from the very beginning, SJWism or regressivism, whatever you want to call it, is about man hating, and everyone jumped on me. No, 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 Chester. No, it's more about this politic or that politic. No, 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 bullshit. It's all about man hating. It's about
Mhm.
destroying what men like. That's what it is. These are petty shitheads. That's what it is. They're petty, hateful people, and they
Look at her.
hate men. Look
Look
how
at her.
she's smug just in the picture, right? It
I
isn't a
guarantee you, I'd be shocked if she has a good relationship with her father, and if she's ever dated a man she actually wanted to date.
Yep.
That's her problem.
Mhm.
It's just that's why she hates men. Her father was
Well,
probably trash, and she never gets the guy she wants, the guy she really wants. She'll get the guy she can take, but she never gets the guy she really wants. 'Cause
yeah,
she thinks she's prettier than she is, and she thinks that she deserves, that super alpha 10 guys, the big jacked up guys who make a lot of money, and instead she winds up with decent looking enough guys who make okay money, and she's not happy with that.
I
She thinks
think
she's
you're
Well,
I think you're
she's
straddling the
she's
wrong pole, Thundero.
she's she's
Uh,
she's pretty like the girls in the Milkshake Squad,
yeah,
and
but
she's obviously a harridan. She's a termagant. She's a freaking harpy, and she fell off like dumbass mountain, hit every like sharp stone on the way down, right on the freaking middle of her forehead.
yeah. No, she did. And the reason why I say you're straddling up the wrong pole there is she has a lot of either lesbian or pseudo lesbian things in her writing.
lesbians don't exist. She just hates
There's
men.
Yeah, that's
a lot of
that's the point.
armchair psychology today.
Shut up, Booster. But anyway, the
Let me
real
just read her mind from a distance.
okay. I
That's
swear
right.
to God,
I'm very good at that, Booster.
I
That's
will
why I'm
slap
never
you
wrong.
with something wet and heavy, brother. I will. But here's the thing: the real crux of the conversation is this. Of course, she writes She-Hulk, right? And she does a horrible job at it.
Yeah.
She's absolutely ruined She-Hulk, which was a cool character. Now she's turned into this muscle-bound transgender lesbian, foodie network watching atrocity of a superhero, right? It's not
Like
even
one of those
super
snowsuit
heroic, by the way.
from
It's more villain-like.
Futurama. Yeah.
But here's the
Yeah.
problem, of
It's
course.
uber depressive, is what it is.
It is, dude. But here's the thing. Here's the real problem. Frickin' Disney Plus is using her She-Hulk for this TV
Well,
show.
of course, Disney
Oh.
Plus is woke. Like they've lost the plot. Anything
have.
that does anything from the last, like I would say, 8 years. Yeah, it's not. They're not. It's not worth the powder and lead to blow it to hell.
No, it's dead on arrival, man. It's dead on arrival. And that's sad because I've always enjoyed She-Hulk. Right?
Yeah, the old She-Hulk was awesome.
Yep.
Especially the stuff John Byrne and that area.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
It was funny. It was precursor to Deadpool. It made you laugh. It was sexy, and it wasn't so sexy that it was like, overly titillating. Heck, I was reading it in my late teens,
Mhm.
and I collected a bunch of it. And now to look at what She-Hulk has become, people are like, well, Hulk changed the whole bunch, and I'm like, yeah, but he didn't go through. He went through his Neanderthal phase. He went through kind of his gangster phase, his professor phase. These are all him working through stuff. Whereas this just came out of nowhere. I mean, she was this put together woman. She was the woman I think every woman would want to be.
Yeah.
Sexy, cool,
And powerful.
funny, and powerful as all get out. And now they've made her just a brutish,
joke, a meme.
ugly, just an ugly.
I wonder if she's attractive or ugly. Slick, what is she?
It's fucking ugly.
Oh my God. Fugly, please.
Ugly.
Fugly.
Ugly. Ugly.
let's take a look here to give you an example if you haven't seen it, although I'm sure all of you guys have. But where is it here? No, see that's cool. She-Hulk. That's nice. This is a good animated version. This is the classic She-Hulk we all grew up with. This is don't do that. This over here is this is all right. Not so bad. Not so bad.
Even
great.
Google doesn't want to show it.
No, it's
No.
weird because you know what I'm
Who would
looking
want
for.
to show it? Who would want to show the gray with the gray She-Hulk with the green veins?
Cosplay.
And you know what I'd love to see? I'd love to see. I don't like to call her Red She-Hulk. I like to call her Red Betty, and I just love to see that something done with that. But
And then let me retitle this Manly. No, maybe.
But modern.
look at that one right there. That's just underneath the thing. See her? Muscle bound, ridiculous.
Oh, here we go. Boom.
There she is.
There she
There it
Ugh.
is.
Yeah.
There's the,
This is the nonsense we're going to get.
perfect hero
This is
to
the
embody
nonsense. Look at it.
2018
Look at
reboot.
this
Yes.
nonsense, right? I'm going to rape you.
Blech.
Snoo
Look
time.
at this. Look at
Blah.
this. Look at this. And there's no need for it because we know now. If you bother to read anything, we know now that of course the Hulk thing isn't about a mutation of muscle and regeneration. It's a psychic impression
Reaction.
upon the body,
Yeah.
right? That's why
Man.
the Hulk has gone through so many psychological shifts. It's a psychic power, actually. It's not a mutagenic one. Something like the Thing. We've gone from that. And we got to get that. Yeah, that's what we all want. That's exactly what we want. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. See, look at that. Oh, she's out. Justice is blind.
so cute.
Not
Oh,
always.
man.
She's
So cute.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah. What is this over here?
I mean,
that's cute.
She was the woman that. Yeah, she was the woman that girls should want to be, but green. I mean, and now look what they've made her.
Yeah.
Green
Look how they've destroyed her. I mean, look at that. She's cute.
And she's
kawaii,
smart.
baby.
Now, how in the
And she's
world?
smart.
Now, how in the world does this lady come in, take a successful lawyer, and write her as this, loving, reality foodie shows type of character who is villain-like in her actions, right? How do you do that? How do you take something which is actually a good representation of a strong woman, and how do you do
And a
that,
hero.
dude? A hero, yeah. All right, now that's cosplay. Hands up, hands up.
Mhm.
Okay, that'll go. You go, girl. It's shocking. Even this womanly version, I like it, dude. I like it.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I like it.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah. And even
There's
the
nothing
old
wrong with
one.
Jen Walters back in the day. Nothing wrong with Jen Walters back in the day. Now,
Nope.
she's depressive. She's angsty. She's psychotic.
Yep.
And all the cool things and all the good things that made her a counterbalance to the Hulk.
Yeah.
They've just made her the Hulk. Why would you do that?
And worse, even.
Why would you
in
want
some
to make her
ways.
do that?
Even this one right here, that's nice, dude. That's an attractive lady, and it's a strong one too. It's maybe overly strong.
Yeah.
I prefer the cute one, but no, we get that. That's what we got. Moon Knight, maybe yes. This nonsense, no. Right? Oh, hold on a second. That is a nice piece of art, dude.
That's awesome.
It's too bad. That is a beautiful piece of art, though. It is very She-Hulk-esque. Now that is someone looking at the old She-Hulk and putting on a slightly modern twist on it. Yeah. Look
No, stay on that image. Stay on that image.
right here you go. Yeah,
I was gonna say, does that not encapsulate what we're going through right now? We got the angry woman on the left there, just screaming at someone way hotter than them.
Yeah. Fair point.
Is that supposed to be Rogue?
No, God, no, it couldn't be, dude. She-Hulk and
Well, it's
Rogue
just
Swoon.
She-Hulk
a new
and Rogue
novel from
Swoon.
Marvel. Yeah, but I don't think that can't be Rogue.
Or is
dude.
that supposed to be? Is that supposed to be the Jen Walters? In original
Alright,
form.
fine.
Is that-
I'm maybe it's a little bit of that psychological thing. I clicked on it. This better not be bad stuff. Yes,
Rogue
fine. Your
Swoon.
cookies. Yes.
Apparently, it's Rogue.
No, I think he's right. I think that's her no, I don't know, dude. I have no idea.
Oh,
It's the
Jennifer Walters there. It's sister.
Yeah, so it's her talking to herself, right?
Yeah.
But
Oh.
anyway, let me get out of here. All right, come over this side. But
Did
we
you
had
notice that Zach was here this whole time and wasn't saying anything?
I've been on the other side. I didn't notice. Hey, Zach, what's up, dude?
He snuck in.
He did.
Hello.
He's always welcome.
He came in. He came in the back door.
Don't be
Oh,
shy.
oh.
There
No,
was
my
also
my
another-
YouTube wasn't like I couldn't hear any audio from it, so I came in to listen and.
Well, that's weird. I mean, everyone on the other side is fine. They see what we're saying with it, so you must have some trouble. But no, of course you're always welcome. And it's weird because usually Booster catches those backdoor entries.
he
He missed
catches them good.
well.
Yeah,
There
he
was
does.
another one here for a while for most of the show too, and he left recently.
Who is that?
Said Finn.
That was Jimmy's other account.
Oh,
He likes
I
having
see.
more
It's
than
like
one.
just shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I do have a question here, Zach. I see some pretty cool art in front of me. What am I looking at? What am I looking at?
This is the new cover for
Golma?
Golma.
Mm,
Yeah.
sweet. Dude.
Nice.
So
You are a really good artist, dude. Now, who is doing your color? Is this you?
yep.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Crazy.
Very talented young man.
You're too talented. It pisses me off.
Yeah. Very talented.
You got that image right, Booster?
Yeah. Oh, I did.
Your very special image. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Just for me.
We
I
do.
worship it.
We
I
do have
worship
a
the
lot.
Bobs.
We do have a lot of young, talented people over here, and I really, really hope as we go into the future, you guys find all the work you can handle, man. I really
I really
do.
hope so too. I
Yeah.
hope so too.
Well, no, because I mean, just look at a lot of the nonsense that's going on, and yet, here you go. And do keep in mind, of course, you probably do, but all of you artists out there, if you have quality, and you know who you are, don't keep yourself stuck in just comic books. Understand there's a lot of opportunity. Like for instance, the role playing world, right? A lot of those supplements and things that show up on Kickstarter or come out, the art in those are horrible. They're absolutely horrible. Not like board games. Board games has got themselves keyed into those Europeans, and they got really good art coming out in board games. But the RPG tabletop RPG world has some of the worst damn art you'll find, and it's just stifling to me because we have such great artists just sitting here. So keep in mind maybe reaching out to some of those things as well. And I don't know, maybe there's just no money in it, but whatever. Whatever. Happy you're here, Zach. All right, so we're going to end the show up. Zach, would you like to say something?
I don't know. Hi and goodbye. Yeah, there we go.
Rock on.
Bye.
Rock on. Now, what we're going to do today is we're going to have some absolutely beautiful words of enlightenment and just unworthy destruction from Mr. Thundero. But before he does that, we're going to have our little wee boy Booster have some words for the folks.
Have some words. I don't know. I'd like to talk about video games more often because that's where
Yeah,
I
me
really
too.
shine more. I also like doing the comic book news as long as we're not discussing all the weird ins and outs of the community surrounding us. I like it. I like our spot. I know we've only got like 20 people watching. We're not huge, but I love our little community that we've
Me
got
too.
going on here. And
Yeah.
because the outside, it gets weird the further outside you go from here. I don't like it. I have to have a lot of muted words on Twitter just to survive on it. But anyway, I'm Booster Kiwi on the Twitter and the YouTube. I'd appreciate all the follows you can give me when I start up my new show on the Friday 8 p.m. EST slot is the one I'm going to be taking for
Sweet.
Booster's very own show.
Sweet.
That's what it's called, Booster's very own show.
No, that's good. A good time too, because the other show's coming out at 9 p.m. So 8 p.m. I think is a good slot for Friday. Awesome, dude. Thank you very much.
I
And
thought
thank
you
you all.
weren't doing Fridays anymore. Huh? Well, it's our Saturday. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's our Saturday. I'm really happy with the format we have here, though. Right now, this
And I'm
works
back,
really
baby.
well for me. But thank you guys very much. We will definitely check you out tomorrow for the Moonshay Isles coming to an end. And it's going to be a big battle day, so that's going to be fun. And I'm going to kill Slick for damn sure. But
What?
Slick,
Chica, what?
give
I
your
should've,
final words, please. Go ahead.
I had a phone call and I had to take it, and now I'm back.
That was a
For those
great
who don't
word.
know, I do have a book that's still in demand on Indiegogo. If you'd like to go see it, it's called Little Girl Lethal, and it's a really sexy book. I'm just warning you. I'm warning you, but you'll probably like it in that way. Get you all tingly. Anyway, you have a great day. I'm glad to be here on whatever this form of Chester's show was about this and that and the other thing. And remember, old She-Hulk good, new She-Hulk is an abomination. Thank you.
It is. Fair point.
And
Fair
before
point.
we end with Thundara, I just want to go in really quickly to Pimp Scribbattle by John Dillard. I don't know if I'm going to be a regular on that, but I was just on that just before this show, and I really enjoy Scribbattle. I think it was fun. I was actually a drawer on that, and my art is terrible, so that makes it freaking hilarious
It
getting
does,
people to
yeah.
try and guess what the hell I'm drawing.
It sounds
So
fun.
I don't
dude.
know. I hope I'm going to be on it more often because I really like that show. I think it's a really fun show. So I'm just going to pop the link in the chat right there so
There
you
you go.
can check it out on Dillard Draws.
All booster all the time. Yeah, you're very
Yeah,
popular.
baby.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. But
I joke,
thank you very much, Booster. And definitely, it sounds fun. So, guys, check that out. And of course, you got John Dillard, who, well, we won't get into his character, but he's one of the
Well,
best artists in our community. That's fair.
He's lucky his art's good, or no one would put up with him.
That's true. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. But every time I really want to dig into him just for fun, because it's fun back and forth, right? Then he puts a line on the page and it just shuts me up, dude. Just shuts me down. Anyway, we got to get out of here. But of course, we have our words of wisdom, our Namaste moment, and of course, as the phoenix rises from the dying embers of the land of
From the
angels,
flames. From the flames.
standing in the sky, surrounded
Console.
by balls of lightning and balls of thunder. He makes unworthy the city of angels and wipes the scourge from
Daddy.
earth.
Smite me.
Smite the unworthy. He is thunder.
Oh, Lord.
We are
Smite me,
here.
baby, smite me.
We are here to smite the unworthy because we did smite the unworthy, and I got great news for everybody in this area, in this fandom, in the world. Really, the Sonic movie is killing it. It's projected to do $70 million by basically today,
Yeah.
as of an hour.
Domestic.
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 According to LA, ABC in LA. So we did it. It's a huge success. It deserves to be a huge success because it's actually pretty good. It's surprisingly good.
And this is what happened when people listen to the fans.
That's right.
Exactly. That is a very important point. That's the one namaste moment. That's the feel good thing. We all did it. Everybody who was like, go support this movie, even if it's crap, just go watch it because it deserves it. But it was a pretty good movie. I was pleasantly surprised at how much I enjoyed it. So there's that. But here's the namaste moment. And it actually plays into this. People often want to get, all upset and dejected because things aren't necessarily always going their way, or politically maybe this thing's happening, or da-da-da-da-da-da. In Virginia, today, the gun confiscation bill and the assault rifle ban failed.
Baby. It did.
Yeah.
The Democrats finally had some sense and said, no, we're not going to do this. Now, some other laws did get through previously, which are bad, but that was the real bad one.
That's right. Political change that is not violent.
Correct. We won. However, never, ever, ever look for defeat in a victory. When you win, celebrate the win.
That's right.
It's something we all have trouble with. It's never good enough. Let it be good enough. You will never be happy unless you learn to be content.
But always stay vigilant.
Oh,
Yes.
Namaste. Namaste indeed. All right, guys. Thank you very much. And we'll see you tomorrow. Later.
Aloha.
Arrivederci, Bellas.